So, hi, beautiful people. So, I am here with our first male guest at the Exodus House. This is Rasul. Yes, Rasul the Educator. He is more than a teacher. He has really brought a lot of, what's the word, power to this experience because he comes here uh, straight out of, where you come from?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia, right? And with a job in hand, a job in Tanzania as a
Teacher, as a math teacher,
actually. As a math teacher in hand in Iringa. So I am excited to talk to him because number one, he's our first male guest, and I want to find out what his experience has been. I've had such a great time with a house full of educators over this past week that I feel like I've gone to some kind of college and I've gotten some kind of education. So first, tell us about your experience here at the Exodus House. What has that been like for you?
Right. Everybody sincerely, you know how you watch videos and some of those that's really honest with you tell you, you really don't know until you get here. And everything that Renee has been, everything that she talks about, all the footage you've seen with the development of the Exodus House from the very beginning, if you saw that up until right now, it is all legit. It is all real. This sister is exactly who she is. Everything that you thought about or know about her, she warmed your heart, and she made you feel like you wanted to pack up and go. She is the real deal. And I just mean that with all sincerity. This ain't about us sitting across from each other. So let me say what's good. I'm telling you the utmost truth about her as a person. And this Exodus House is, she developed it for a place of refuge, a place of peace, healing, serenity. It is all of that. And what made it even more beautiful is there's other guests here. And it's just the spirit of this house that made us all feel like family. So this is not something that's script, something we needed to pretend. It just naturally, organically came out. And so my stay has been comfortable. I've been outside more here at the Exodus House because, of course, the beach is right there. The way it's landscaped, the leaves, the trees, the plants, the grass, the environment, the buildings. I mean, everything about it just brings a level of peace that makes you want to get outside the room and actually sit outside, whether it's the stone bench or whether it's the chairs in the front. You just want to be outside. You can hear the ocean. You can see the ocean. If you want to get out and walk along the beach with the ocean, you can do that as well. It's like everything is here. You want to wash your clothes. You want to cook food. You want to just sit down and read. Whatever you want to do, the Exodus House offers that. I mean, this just outbeats any hotel that you could stay at here because it's so much more than just a place to lay your head. It's a place to just, find serenity and peace. Yeah, yes, decompress. That's a great. Yeah.
And tell us about your experience and what brought you here.
Mm-hmm. So I would say about a year ago, I've always wanted to come to Africa. Yes. But about a year ago, I really got hit with a spirit that said, it's time to go. It's time to leave America. It's time to come to the continent.
Yes.
And not just come to visit, come indefinitely. So that's what I'm here. I'm here indefinitely to live. This is home. I don't even want to call it a new home. I'm just going to say I'm returning because that's what it's all about. And just the spirit over the months got stronger and stronger and stronger. The Most High really just made things open up for me. And it was a very easy transition. All I'm saying with that is that it was just something that was meant to happen. So when it's meant to happen, things just kind of align.
Yes.
Nothing's really easy, but it aligned in a way that said, yes, you're supposed to go. And that's what brought me here.
That's beautiful. Now, one of the things that I find impressive about you is that you have landed a job here in Tanzania. And that is going to make your transition much more smoother than those of us who are just coming and winging it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm speaking to a lot of educators who have it in their heart to come, but they're not sure exactly how to do that. If you don't mind, share for us your experience on how did you do that, because that's repatriation. Like, that is repatriation superpower right there.
Yeah, I guess like everybody, you probably, if you're an educator or you've been looking for jobs, you're probably like wondering, where do you search, where do you look? So I went through the regular stuff. If you know about Teach Horizons or some of those other websites that kind of promote you teaching overseas, I started out with that. But then I stumbled across this website called Jobs Tanzania. And so if you sign up for it every week, they'll send you an email and list all the different jobs in the various professions. So of course, mine was education, and I came across several teaching jobs. Now, probably what makes me a little bit different is I know a lot of people want to come to Dar es Salaam, or people want to come to Arusha, because those are probably the most advertised cities here. I just opened myself up to Tanzania, period. So wherever a position was in Tanzania, I applied for it, and happened to apply for one in Iringa. And that's when I got the email from the school representative. A couple of months later, we ended up having a conversation about 45 minutes. And after the conversation was over with, she had offered the position to me. So, but I stayed on Jobs Tanzania every week. I mean, it was like homework. You know, you really focus on something, you want it to happen, you got to put in the work. And that's how I ended up. And don't get me wrong, I know it was like a 1 in a million chance that here I am in Atlanta, Georgia, with all the people that's here and all the people throughout the world looking for what I'm looking for. And I end up with actually an opportunity. So that's how it all came
together for you. Right. And so what are the things that you can offer those people who are in a professional background who are looking to transition to the continent? What are some of the things that you think you could share with them on their journey of transition?
So I would say, as far as employment is concerned, I'll just say open yourself up. Be open. Don't lock yourself just into Dar es Salaam. Don't lock yourself into some specific place. The goal is to get to the continent. And I know sometimes we want it to be exactly the way we want it, but just open yourself up, because with you being open, more opportunities will come your way, because sometimes it is a numbers game. Number 2, begin your research. Probably heard that a lot. Find out, you know, how you want to get here financially, how you want to sustain yourself. Get your paperwork organized. If you're a person in a profession that needs certain certifications, go ahead and get those original transcripts, those copies of your degrees. You know, if you're in that, certificates, whatever it may be, to just be able to, you know, justify, verify that you are who you are, you know what you know, you're certified in what you're certified in, and stay focused. And like life, you know, you got ups and downs. It may be some dark times where it just don't seem like anything's happening, but keep plugging away, especially if you're getting notifications about jobs. Look at them and then ask yourself, okay, well, what I do, you know, what other things can I do? You know, as a teacher, you got several options of things you can do that may not be exactly under the label of teaching. You can do things in HR, you can do things with training and HR, professional development, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of different professions you can go into. So I think by keeping yourself open to what you can do, and if the goal is just getting to the continent, I think those are the best things that you can do to prepare. And then finally, like everybody says, probably more cliche-ish now, is really don't give up. Don't stop. Don't give up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Persistency is the key. Persistent and being focused and just not accepting no. Just keep going. That would be mine.
Yeah. And one of the things that I found interesting about you as well was you were coming a job or no job. Yeah, so you tell us how you prepared for this transition, because it couldn't have been easy to just come to a place that you don't know, you know, but you tell us about your process. Like, how did you step into that, you know, detachment from the United States?
Yeah, so initially I knew I had some bills, some debt that I needed to get rid of. I wanted to come to the continent as debt-free as possible with as much money as I could possibly bring. So I did spend a year. I was driving for Uber and Lyft, and I was driving my butt off. I mean, every single day, driving,
Wow.
driving.
Driving to Africa.
Yeah.
He was driving to Africa, y'all.
Driving with a goal, a mission, a purpose. Took that money, paid down debts, you know, started saving money. I was online looking at what was the cost of living, trying to look at other YouTubers talking about the cost of living here so I can get an idea. Kind of made this skeleton budget of what I would actually need. And in my overall plan, once I got all funds together, got debts paid down, what I knew I could do is if I came with what I had saved, I could not sacrifice, but I could live for 2 years, okay? And I have a good level of self-esteem. So what I told myself is, I know financially that I could live on the continent for 2 years without having any other type of income coming in. But in those 2 years, I'm gonna make something happen. I'm going to make something happen. So I'm not just gonna be here. I'm gonna look, I'm gonna hustle, I'm gonna grind, and probably thought it'd be even better since I would physically be here to look for opportunities. But again, financially, I knew I could sustain myself for 2 years before I'd have to, let's say, make a horrendous decision to come back to the States, which really wasn't even in the thoughts or the plans. But that was it. So that was the preparation, getting that debt down, saving, but not just saving to save, but saving knowing what number I needed to be at to sustain myself, in my case, for 2 years. Some people may be wrong.
That is very powerful information to share. Really powerful. And I really appreciate you sharing that with us. And so you sold all of your belongings, you detached from things materially.
Yeah, I sold everything. Sold my home, sold my car, sold, you know, what I'm calling trinkets now. Just, wow. Computer equipment I had, household appliances, lawn equipment. I sold everything. Now, that was the other thing too. When you're getting ready and preparing to move here, you'll find really you probably got a gold mine, because a lot of us in America, our culture is to consume. We accumulate a lot of stuff. But they say, you know, one man's junk is another man's treasure. And so that just became true. So I put a lot of stuff on OfferUp. Pretty decent at selling things, so things were moving really, really quick. And you know, sometimes people got a really great deal. Sometimes I got a great deal, but it all just balances out because every little bit went into the pot, to go toward this goal. So that's something else you want to do. And just get ready to let go. You know, it's hard, but we got a lot of trinkets in our country. Well, former country, I'm gonna say for me, but a lot of trinkets in America that, again, we're getting maneuvered into getting, and we value more than we value our happiness and our ability to get free and come and start over, you know, because Africa will humble you in its own way, because it's not America. It's not, you know, all the way with the modern amenities that we like, but everything we need is here. So, you know, having that humble mind, it helps you to let go.
That's very important, a very important lesson on materialism, because unfortunately many of us are imprisoned by our houses and our cars and our material things, and we are so attached to them that we believe that those things are our identity. And so I'm just curious, like how did you get to that part in your brain to say, I don't need this stuff?
To be really honest, when I say I was done with America, I'm done with a lot of things that's got to do with how our people were taken and re-imaged, reshaped, repackaged, stripped of everything. And when I came back to love who I am, when I say come back, I'm just saying overall for our people, things been taken away, and we get blessed in life sometime to find out who we really are. And I don't want to have nothing to do with European names, European culture, European way of life. So all that was divorcing the things that they love and the things that they put value on and made us put value on. I no longer value. What I value was being with my people in our own land, our own country, with our own ways, our own religion, our own language, everything. So I changed my name to my original name, which was kind of bugged out because they took our names, and I had to go back to their courts to get what's mine back, which was, you know, a trip in itself. But it was really just shedding all of those things. And that's what allowed me to let go because I ain't got a nice house. I had a nice car, always had. But again, you get to a point where you elevate above that. And I'm not saying anything wrong with it.
Yes.
But when you want to be free,
yes,
you have to let all of that go. You know, if you want to be free.
Right.
And a lot of times, you know, sometimes our people don't want to be free. So I wasn't one of those. I want to be free.
So I'm really, really impressed by you and your message and everything that you've said. And, you know, just the way that I see you living since you've been here. And, you know, you're very welcome. And, you know, changing your name is an extremely brave thing to do. I have wanted to change my name since I had it. And that's why I go by Renee X, because I do not want that slave name. I don't want it to have any kind of elevation. I don't want it to have any kind of superiority. I don't want it to feel any kind of power because it's attached to me. So that's why I use that X for my name. So what was that like for you to shed that name and get a new name? And tell us about your name. What is, I know it's an African name, but in what language and what does it mean?
Okay, so my name, my real name, original name is Rasul Abdul Yamungu, which means servant messenger of God. And that name comes from, I did my African ancestry, but even prior to that, my mother had done some research. I did my own research and, you know, found out where our people were from, where we migrated from. And I just wanted to take back the name of our ancestors, wear that name with the pride. So it's a mixture of Swahili, and it's also a mixture of some Arabic when you have the Rasul.
Yes.
So, you know, combining all of that history into a name that has value, because I feel that the Most High blessed me in being a teacher. A teacher is a messenger. A teacher serves children and serves others. And, you know, trying to be a man of God or the Most High, the name was very appropriate, you know, to take on and to wear. And so that's how I, you know, got to the name.
We have a question from Lior. Lior is asking, what did you do to change your name?
Okay, so I'm in Georgia. So what you have to do is you go to the court, you file a petition for a name change. Once you do that, it's about a 30-day waiting period. Then you must print that name into the newspaper. It must print for 30 days. And that's, you know, their way of trying to see if you're trying to run from debt or, you know, some situation that may or may not exist. After the 30 days, you go back to the court with the proof that it's been published for 4 weeks in the newspaper. Then they set a court date. And from that court date, you know, you go in front of the judge. He just verifies all the things that needed to be done was done. And then you're given your name. Now, the trip is, of course, the judge was white, of course. And, you know, you all took my name. And I got to come back to you to get back what's mine.
Wow.
But, you know, in life, you just kind of sometimes
roll with the punches. Right.
And, but yeah, that's the process.
Right. Now, what has it been like for you to be here this week with a house full of educators?
Wow. It's been like wonderful. Not even so much that they educate, but they were just beautiful brothers and sisters.
Beautiful.
You know, I mean, beautiful brothers and sisters. We naturally spoke. There was no tension. Nobody was apprehensive to talk to anybody. Nobody even asked, what you, you know, so what you do? It wasn't about that. You know, we just organically talked about it. Exactly.
Right.
And, you know, we had dinner, of course, all of us. And if you didn't know better, you would think
we're all family. Yes. But we are family. We family at the Exodus house. We're all family.
That's right.
And you know, when I brought you guys to the restaurant, the manager was saying, "Oh, your brother, and you know, your brother, your sister," because they felt like we were all family. And this crop of people, you know, educators, educated, intelligent, you know, and everyone is so driven. Is so driven for Africa. Is so driven. Everyone is looking to resettle, and they're here to get their home and get their life together. And you know, they're not letting the little dark edges scare them. They're here, you know. And I'm so very pleased to be a part of this experience, and I'm very proud. I am personally very proud that You are launching a new life in Africa. He is leaving tomorrow, y'all. He is leaving tomorrow morning. So that's why I'm like, I gotta do a little live and let the people know, because he when he came, he was very he was very clear with me. He was like, listen, I just gotta tell you something. You have been very effective in assisting me and assisting others on their journey towards towards this repatriation. And he outlined some of the things that I said, and one of the things that I find most important that he remembered was when I said work. We have to put in the work. Use me as an example. Come and put in the work. Understand the lay of the land. Learn what is here. Learn what you can take advantage of. Learn what you can contribute, and put in the work. So I'm very appreciative of this brother. I'm very appreciative of all of those who've come through. It is an immense step to say, I am done. I don't want your debt. I don't want your cars. I don't want your house. I don't want anything to do with you. I am finished. I'm going to buy this ticket, get on this plane, and go. Yeah. Do you feel? How do you feel when you get here after all of that, like stress of like selling and packing and moving? How do you feel when you finally get here?
Yeah, again, I hate to sound so cliche-ish, and I've heard people say this, but it's just true. You do feel like this peace. It is a peace you can't describe. A brother said it last night about it's trying to describe how chocolate cake tastes. You can't until you taste that cake. So the best word is a sense of peace and belonging. You truly feel things peeling off of you. You just feel it. And I really don't know how to articulate it any better. All I can suggest is when you come, that is exactly what you'll feel. You'll experience it and you'll go, man, I know what that brother or what Sister Renee was talking about, or if it was somebody else you saw that's here on YouTube or whatever, I know what they're talking about. Yes. It is literally just different than what you've ever felt.
Yes.
Being in America or, UK, the West, period. Yes. It is very different what you feel.
Absolutely.
But I love what you said. Yeah, brothers and sisters, we got to be ready to work. We're not here to save the Africans. They've been here long before us. We're African, don't get me wrong. We're not here like with the saving. That white folks came with that. We're missionaries, we're going to save you, we're going to civilize you. We're not here for that. We're here to be a part. We're here to join. We're here to build. We're here to make this continent, and whatever country you choose, be the best continent or best country that it can be, because you are part of a collective.
Absolutely.
And I've heard a lot of brothers and sisters say too, don't come over with the American mindset. You're not here looking for McDonald's or Burger King or Zaxby's or whatever, American thing you're into. Come looking for what your people ate, how your people live, how your people think. And if you don't know that, spend some time and find that out. So
this is true. So how have you been treated by the Tanzanian people?
Yeah, no, that's true too. I got to say this again. The brothers and sisters are welcoming. They're wonderful. When you make the attempt to speak their language, they appreciate it. And they will help you. When they know you're trying to say something, you might be butchering the language up, but they help you, and they're sweet. It's very different than how we are manipulated in the States. We're manipulated, and we're taught to not trust each other, be suspect. Why is this brother smiling at me? Or why, is this brother looking at me? It's not like that here. It's welcoming, it's inviting, it's loving, it's caring, and that's what the local Tanzanians, our brothers and sisters, that's what it's been like since I've been. Very different from home. And when you feel that energy, then you change your behavior too.
Yes.
And you stop becoming overly suspicious, overly cautious, wondering why the brother is saying hello.
Hello.
Yeah, those kind of things. So you become a product of your environment. And if the environment suggests or says peace, then you will find yourself being more peaceful. More open, more welcoming, etc.
Absolutely. I can second that motion because like I said yesterday, that if this was just a country of palm trees and coconuts and beaches, I wouldn't be here. It's the Tanzanian people. They are wonderful, they're sweet, and they want us home. They love us, they welcome us, and anything that they can do to make our state comfortable, they try their very best. Now, this is not to say, like everywhere else in the world, you're not going to find a few hiccups. Lord knows they're everywhere. But for the most part, the Tanzanian people, they're just beautiful, warm, welcoming, and loving people. And I'm so happy to be here and so happy to have them as the people that I can turn to. Yeah, in need. Yes. Yes. So any parting words before you go? Because I know you gotta go. You gotta
Make your curry go.
Oh yeah, so I made curry goat, right? Congratulate all these people for making it all the way over here. The least I could possibly do was give them a home cooked meal. So I made some curry goat. Yeah, I made some curry goat, and Rasul was out at the meeting, and he's gonna get his chopped up right now. But yeah, let the people know. Any parting words, anything you'd like to share?
If you are planning to come to Tanzania, whether it is in a few weeks, a few months, or whatever, make it a priority to stay at the Exodus House. Oh. Yes, I'm plugging her because it's real. I've had a good time, and I'm not going to recommend something I didn't enjoy myself or wouldn't stay myself. You got to come to the Exodus House. It is everything she says it is. It is everything you've seen and more. So don't book with another people's hotel. Book with your own and our own kind and our own person. And the only excuse let it be is for some reason there was just no space. That's the only reason you had to. But
always email me.
Yes.
Yeah, always email me.
So book at the Exodus House. You'll be glad that you did it. You'll meet a wonderful sister, Sister Renee, and all the brothers and sisters that help her out. She's really got a great group of people. And that says a lot about her because good attracts good.
Yes.
And then finally, like I was saying to everybody, this is our land. This is where we belong. And it's not that we don't have a place in the diaspora, but we got a home of our own. And let's enjoy it. Let's build it or let's rebuild it because, we started everything. This is where it all started. It was great then. It can be great now. And it can be great or will be great later. It is our time. Let's do what is in us to do. And that is, again, to repatriate the sons and daughters of our ancestors, the great-great-grandchildren of our ancestors. We are those children. And what makes us special is we're here. We survived every horrific tragedy that happened to our people. You and I, as Black men and women, we have the survivors of that. And so because of that,
we can go through anything. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now Lior is giving you some boost here. She says, do you have a YouTube channel? Because you have a lot of knowledge to share and we would like to follow you in Aringa. We'd like to see your journey. We'd like to see it unfold. We'd love to have you back at the Exodus House, but we'd love to see you, bring us on your journey with you, please. Go start a little YouTube channel. As you can see from me, it's just a phone and shaky cam, but it don't matter. It don't matter because you're going on a new journey and you're going to see new things and you're going to meet new people and you're going to have a new experience. And it's the enrichment of our people back home. It's not necessarily just for, you or just to say, well, look, I have a great channel, but it's for the enrichment of the people back home so that they know, and that's why I think it's important that we share the information because ants share. The ants, they go and they tell each other where the food is. Okay? The honeybee tells each other where the nectar is. So we have to share where we're getting our knowledge and our food and our strength and our power and our eye-opening and our glory from because the need is there. And the exodus is upon us. And people are coming for different reasons. And you never know who you're going to impact with your story. You never know who you're going to open their eyes. Maybe it's somebody tired of me. but you say something and you hit their nerve to a point where they're like, okay, this is the guy that I can follow. Because I speak to the single mothers, you know, and I speak to men too.
Yes,
there are a lot of men who say, yeah, there are a lot of men who say like, well, you know, if a single mother could pack up on a plane and get all the way to Africa and do all of that, well, I should do this too. You know, there are a lot of men who say that, but there are also a lot of men who need a man to show them and guide them and let them know. And brother, you're more than a man, you're a king. You have brought the male energy, you have brought the power, you have brought the schooling to us. You have turned it into a classroom on its own. So we would love to see more and hear more from you.
So, you know, I'm always going to be here. So
yes, I appreciate it. And you should come back and see us. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not a one and done.
Yes. Hey, Ojunwe. Yes. So let me see. Having a humble, teachable spirit. Yes. Okay. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm gonna let Rasul go. It is Sunday night, and I need to go get JoJo home and get her in bed and everything. And Rasul needs to get up early in the morning to start his new life and his new journey. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Take care.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.